Thank you.
All right, let's talk more about these vaccine mandates, a movement and a meme that's come to life over the past several weeks of the numerous companies and dozens of states that are now suing the Biden administration over his 490-page OSHA regulation mandating vaccinations or testing for companies with over 100 people. There is one that the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals is using to put a halt to that mandate right now. The administration has until tonight to reply and respond to that circuit court. All right, and it's got people around the country, by the way, chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." I'm sure you've heard about that by now. All right, joining us for more on this is supermarket chain owner and plaintiff in this case, Brandon Trosclair, and his attorney, Buck Dougherty. Gentlemen, so nice to have you on this morning. Brandon, I think it is so apropos that your name happens to be Brandon with this going on right now. But take us through what's going on with you, this story, and what prompted you to get involved in this fight.
Hey, thanks for having us on this morning. So what prompted me on is just standing up for our individual freedoms and our rights. And when the federal government unconstitutionally decided to get in the middle of my business and decided to make me put my employees in that position of taking a vaccine or me having to possibly terminate them, I had to stand up for what was right.
What kind of feedback have you gotten from people in your community?
Man, my community is strongly behind me. Hundreds of messages, not only locally, but messages from all around the country this morning and in the last 48 hours, overwhelming support. Yeah. And again, this isn't an anti-vaccine deal. This is an anti-mandate that the people are tired of.
I like that. Buck, the White House Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, sounded very confident in himself talking about these mandates and particularly the situation in the state of Louisiana. Take a listen.
These vaccine requirements have been litigated up and down the courts all over the country. State requirements, for example, one in Maine. And every single court before this one ruled that they were valid. The Supreme Court has turned back several times already various efforts to enjoin other vaccine requirements. I'm quite confident that when this finally gets fully adjudicated, not just a temporary order, right, the validity of this requirement will be upheld.
Buck, you're an attorney. First of all, he's just wrong. The Supreme Court turned away a class action. They haven't turned away an individual case. Do you think this actually could eventually go to the Supreme Court? Because at some point, this is going to have to be litigated, not just in individual states. How do you think this plays out?
I agree with you. I think it's completely wrong. This is an illegitimate use of OSHA's authority. OSHA was not designed to regulate the transmission of a virus from person to person. OSHA is designed to regulate workplace safety and toxic and hazardous materials found within the workplace. It has no business regulating a global pandemic, and it's never been used before, so I would completely disagree with that.
So, Brandon, everybody that works with you and for you is still employed as of this morning. That's correct?
Absolutely.
So, and I imagine that this is the case. People in the community are fully supportive. Has anybody not been supportive of what you've been doing?
Like I said, I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of messages, and I haven't seen a negative one yet. It's all positive.
Yeah, and it feels like this is the time for this now because the pandemic feels like we're coming to the end of the pandemic portion of dealing with COVID-19. Buck, I just want to get your legal expertise. Ron Klain also said that OSHA has the authority for any and all mandates, and he made the comparison between somebody on a construction site being mandated to wear a hard hat. A really odd comparison, if you ask me, but take a listen.
If OSHA can tell people to wear a hard hat on the job, right, to be careful on chemicals, it can put in place these simple measures to keep our workers safe.
What did you make of that comparison?
I don't think it's a legitimate comparison. Again, OSHA is designed to regulate workplace safety. It's never in the history of this country ever been used to regulate a virus and transmission from person to person. So that particular example, I don't think is applicable. It's not what it's designed to do. You also have the constitutional issues, as the Fifth Circuit pointed out. There were grave constitutional concerns as well as statutory concerns. Typically, obviously, the health and welfare of the citizens of each state have always been left to the states. That's not been something that's been regulated by the federal government. This is an unprecedented overreach, and all Americans should be concerned.
In your view, as an attorney, is OSHA being politicized here?
Well, yes, I think it has been politicized, again, because there's an attempt to kind of fit a square peg into a round hole.
Right.
That's not OSHA's purpose. It's not what it was designed to do, and we believe this. We're going to be successful. We will continue to fight, and to the extent it reaches the Supreme Court, then we're committed to go all the way.
Well, Brandon, I think you are now the new face of the Let's Go Brandon movement. Are you okay with that?
Look, if it takes a couple of weeks to and help and stand up for the American worker and the American small business owners, I'm proud to do it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate what you're doing, and I think that the people watching this morning appreciate what you're doing as well. Brandon, Buck, thank you so much for being on with us this morning. We appreciate it, and good luck. Good luck. Keep us posted.
Thank you.
Thank you.